So season 2 of The Mandalorian just wrapped up on Disney Plus, and I want to share my thoughts on it. And unfortunately, I was unable to review season 1 last year, and I don't quite remember why. I think it was because I didn't have enough time or something, but I thought it would have been better if I decided to have my quick thoughts on season 1 in this video before I get into my thoughts on season 2. And as for spoilers, I won't get into major details as I'm talking about season 1, but when I get into my thoughts on season 2, I will share some major details and spoilers, so you've been warned. I really enjoyed season 1 of The Mandalorian. It was a perfect breath of fresh air, and it was exactly what Star Wars needed. What I liked the most about season 1 was it didn't rely on the other Star Wars movies in order to tell a story. It did its own thing, and in my opinion, I think Mandalorian is the best thing to come out of the Disney era of Star Wars. If I were to give season 1 a grade, I think I would give it maybe a 9 out of 10. Some of the episodes were a bit repetitive in terms of storytelling, but for the most part, I really enjoyed it. Season 2, however, that's a different story. Now, when season 2 first started, I thought the first couple of episodes were fine. Some of the episodes were a bit repetitive. There was one episode in particular I wasn't exactly a huge fan of. It was the episode where Mando was trying to help the lizard mom deliver her babies back to her home planet, and they get stuck in the ice caverns, and the giant spiders go after them. To be honest, I wasn't exactly a huge fan of that episode, and I thought it was quite boring, to be honest. Now, that episode did get some controversy because there was a segment where Baby Yoda, I know that's not his real name, but I'll get to that in a second. There was a segment where he ate the lizard mom's babies, and people got up in arms about it because they thought it was creepy and dark. And in terms of how I felt about that scene, I wasn't mad about it. Like, to be honest, I thought it was quite funny at first. But then they kept repeating the joke again and again. And it got to a point where I was just like, okay, I think we get the point now. And Chris Stuckman made the same point in his review as well. But after that, season 2 went into a direction and it quickly became amazing. The episode where Ahsoka shows up was amazing. Rosario Dawson absolutely crushed it as Ahsoka. It was perfect casting. The second Ahsoka gets introduced in that episode, it is a roller coaster ride from start to finish. And I gotta say, I loved how they portrayed Ahsoka in this episode. It just goes to show just how far her character has become. When we're first introduced to Ahsoka in Clone Wars, she started off as this innocent Padawan who was trying to work her way up to become a Jedi. And now cut to Mandalorian, and she is a badass, and she is intimidating. And not only that, but we're first introduced to Baby Yoda's actual name in that episode, and it is Grogu. And I gotta say, the one thing that I thought season 2 did that was better than season 1 was you felt the bond between Mando and Grogu. Their chemistry is more emotionally developed in season 2. And one of the greatest episodes in all of Mandalorian was the episode where Mando meets Boba Fett. Top 3 greatest episodes in the entire series. I don't care. I will go that far. When the final battle happens in the episode where they're fighting the stormtroopers, it was amazing. Like, I was actually screaming in my chair when that moment happened. Like, it was absolutely amazing. And of course, the heartbreaking moment when Moff Gideon kidnaps Grogu. It reminded me of that one episode from Avatar: The Last Airbender where Appa gets stolen by the Sandbenders. And the episode where they bring back Mayfield, played by Bill Burr, was so much fun too. Bill Burr is one of my favorite comedians working right now, and honestly, I think he's an excellent dramatic actor. If you guys have seen The King of Staten Island with Pete Davidson, you already know like how much of an excellent actor Bill Burr is when it comes to dramas. And Mayfield is starting to become one of my favorite characters in all of Star Wars. And of course, I have to talk about the season finale. Guys, I don't care what anyone says. I thought it was the greatest episode in all of Mandalorian. I will go that far. It was a really fun episode for sure, and it was really cool seeing Mando fight Moff Gideon, and it was so satisfying seeing him rescue Grogu. But then the ending happens, and you see a certain X-Wing show up, and the second you see a green lightsaber, I don't know if it was just me or not, but I think the world exploded when that moment happened. Luke Skywalker shows up, and the moment where he's fighting all those Dark Troopers, it quickly becomes one of the greatest moments in the history of Star Wars. It reminded me of that one moment from Rogue One near the end where Vader is killing all those rebel soldiers, and it is just as amazing as that moment. And I want to talk about this because when we first see Luke, they show his face, and it looked a little uncanny, not gonna lie, because it obviously wasn't Mark Hamill. It was clearly some deepfake of some kind, and it reminded me of the technology they used in The Irishman to make De Niro and Pacino look younger. And it didn't look creepy, but it looked a little bizarre, but I will give him credit for at least trying to make him look convincing. And then the heartbreaking moment happened when Mando and Grogu say goodbye to one another. Honestly, this might be kind of a stretch, but I think it is the most heartbreaking moment in all of Star Wars. But it has me really excited now because I'm really curious in seeing what they're going to do with Season 3 now. There's a lot of possibilities with ideas they could go with this, and I'm honestly on board with what they're going to do with Season 3 now. So overall, guys, I honestly thought Season 2 was better than Season 1 of The Mandalorian. It did have some problems here and there, but for the most part, I thought it was excellent. Ever since the sequel trilogy happened, Star Wars has been a mess. Thank God for Mandalorian, because it is exactly what Star Wars needed right now. I give The Mandalorian Season 2 a 9 out of 10. Now, before I end the video, I just have a quick announcement to make. I have a ton of videos planned within the next week or so. On Christmas Day, I will be reviewing Soul. And the day after Christmas, I will also be reviewing Wonder Woman 1984. And after those videos are done, I will be making my best and worst movies of 2020 video. And on New Year's Eve, I will be making my final video of the year, and that is my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2021 video.
And that's all I have to say about that.
So, if you guys have watched Mandalorian, what are your thoughts on it? Do you prefer Season 1 or Season 2? Just leave your opinion down in the comments below. And if you want to see more of my videos, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more great content.